We begin this morning with the collapse of the Republican effort to repeal or replace the Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare. Since the ACA was signed into law 7 years ago, the GOP has worked to unwind it. But on Friday, Republican leaders pulled their replacement bill called the American Health Care Act from the House floor when it became clear they did not have the votes to support it.
President Trump blamed the Democrats for the failure of the AHCA, while House Speaker Paul Ryan tried to play down the policy differences within the Republican ranks. Both said they are ready to move on to another issue. Errol Barnett is at the White House with the latest. Errol, good morning.
Good morning. Despite enjoying control of both the executive and legislative branches here in Washington, Republicans have failed to deliver on a key campaign promise to repeal and replace Obamacare. President Trump's first major legislative test ended in failure, and the White House says it wants to move on now and tackle other subjects. But there are clear indications the man who proclaims to be the deal-maker-in-chief is seeing his limitations.
We were very close. It was a very, very tight margin.
From the White House, President Trump conceded Friday his effort to repeal and replace Obamacare was dead, a stinging loss despite his dire predictions.
I want great health care for the people of this nation, but it can't do well. It's imploding and soon will explode, and it's not going to be pretty. I think the losers are Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, because now they own Obamacare. They own it. I alone can fix it.
It's a far cry from one of his cornerstone themes during the presidential campaign.
And we are going to repeal and replace horrible, disastrous Obamacare,
which he repeated earlier this month in Tennessee.
Your senators just told me that in your state, you're down to practically no insurers. You can have nobody.
Obamacare is the law of the land, and we're going to be living with Obamacare for the foreseeable future.
Instead of holding the vote as expected Friday afternoon, House Speaker Paul Ryan explained the GOP's collective fail in finding consensus.
I will not sugarcoat this. This is a disappointing day for us.
Ryan suggested the bill be pulled when he knew the Conservative Freedom Caucus had not been convinced by additional White House concessions. Still, Mr. Trump said he does not blame the members of the Freedom Caucus.
No, I'm not betrayed. They're friends of mine. I'm disappointed because we could have had it.
Some conservatives oppose the bill because it didn't go far enough in repealing Obamacare, while moderate Republicans say it went too far and could leave 24 million Americans without insurance over the next decade. The president, who acknowledged he didn't like parts of the American Health Care Act, suggested he is now open to negotiating on reform with the opposition.
I honestly believe the Democrats will come to us and say, look, let's get together and get a great health care bill or plan.
It's pretty exciting for us.
Democrats said they are open to working with the president to build on the current law if repeal is taken off the table.
Let's just for a moment breathe a sigh of relief for the American people that the Affordable Care Act was not repealed.
Now, there are other yet-to-be-delivered promises by the Trump administration during its first 100 days: construction of a border wall, infrastructure spending, and tax reform. The latter is the president's next priority. And all of this, Don, while the executive travel bans remain held up by the federal courts.
All right, Errol Barnett at the White House. Thank you.